I personally was their witness. When you took me away from them, then only you were the witness at that point. Because before it was you and me together, but when I'm gone, then it's just you by yourself. Right? So that's what the verse. That's why it says, "Kunta anta raqib alayhim." That only you were watchful over them, and of course you were a witness over all. Because you didn't need me in the first place. Right? You were sufficient as a witness for your own something that was in your wisdom. You decided that this is the best way to have human witnesses there. It'll increase people's taqwa. All right. So now the question comes back. If you remember that verse that we had before, it said that Jesus he's a witness over all of the people of the book on the day of judgment. Right? People of the book, they were people of the book, during the first 30 or so years of Jesus' life while he was here on earth. And people of the book have continued to live even after Jesus was lifted up, after his tawaffi, when he was taken up. Now, these two verses seem to be contradictory. One is saying that he was a witness over them as long as he was amongst them, but once he was lifted up, then he was no longer a witness over them. Right? The other one says that he's a witness over all people of the book, whether they were there before he was taken up or after he was taken up. All the way until the day of judgment, he's a witness over every single Christian or Jew. So what do we do with these two verses? Right? They seem to contradict each other. The answer is something like this. And this is a tentative answer according to the Tafasir, but it still needs more work, I think. The system of witnesses is hierarchical. Right? Allah is the witness over everything. And He appoints certain people. It seems like it's the main prophets. Like it was Isa until our prophet's time, and now it's our prophet until the day of judgment. Right? He's kind of the head witness, the shaheed, who will even witness over the other witnesses. But then under the prophet, under our prophet or under Jesus, there's another level of witnesses who are the awsiya, the successors of those prophets. The imams, for instance, in our time. Or the disciples, these other people after Jesus' time. Right? So, let's look at our example. Like, during Islam, we have the prophet as a witness. Like, as long as he was alive on earth, he was a personal witness over all the people's deeds. But when he died, right? He actually died. Our prophet wasn't lifted up. He actually died, actually buried in the ground. When he died, he continues to be a witness at some level, at a higher level of all of our actions. But the direct and day-to-day witness of our deeds is the Imam of the time. Imam Ali, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, all the way down to Imam Mahdi. So the current Imam is our witness right now. So he's kind of in direct contact. On a weekly basis, our deeds are being presented to him, and he evaluates, he sees all those deeds. But the Prophet is a witness over the witnesses. It's like the Prophet kind of double checks them, and then they look over our deeds. That's kind of the hierarchy Allah set up, and then Allah, of course, is over everyone. He witnesses everything. Right? So that's the hierarchy we have set up. The same thing seems to be happening here for Jesus. As long as he lived on earth, he was that personal witness like our Prophet during his life. But then when he's lifted up, he's still alive. Unlike our Prophet, he's still alive. But at that point, his witness kind of changes. He's no longer a direct witness of every single deed, but he's a witness of witnesses. Because he has all these successors from the time that he disappeared until our Prophet arrived. There's a series of successors of Jesus who carried on his mission and taught some people and maintained the message of monotheism and the Prophet Injil. Right? So we have that continuous chain. So then those people are the direct witnesses of people, and Jesus is the witness of the witnesses. So with that, these two verses kind of come together. That it's true that Jesus in one sense is a witness of every Christian and Jew from his time until the day of judgment. But it's in two phases. The first phase was for 30 years when he was a direct witness. The second phase is for the next couple of millennia when he's a witness of witnesses and not a direct witness anymore. You see, half glazed looks, and that's understandable because it's very difficult, a difficult puzzle to try to put together. But that is the end of the story. That's the last thing that we know about Jesus from the day of judgment. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Are there questions? I forgot to use questions yesterday as well. You have questions about
written in the books, in the movies, in the film also they showed Jesus was carrying a cross. Then he was nailed to the cross. For 2 days, the cross was there with Jesus. After that, they say the body disappears. So this is where that theory comes in, that he was...
Even before that, You see, we paid attention to that one verse that said, مَا صَلَبُوهُ وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ. They didn't crucify him either. They didn't, not only did they not kill him, they didn't even crucify him. So it wasn't that he was crucified, it was actually Jesus crucified for 2 days and then somehow miraculously God lifted him up or saved him before he died. That's not the case. They didn't even succeed in crucifying him. They wanted to, but they didn't succeed.
That they shown, the palms were nailed and so were the feet.
But to differentiate between a movie and reality, I mean, just because it's in a movie, in the Passion of Christ, for instance, that doesn't mean that it really happened. It's not a documentary.
This is what the Catholics believe.
That's right. But the Quran is explicitly negating that. No, they didn't crucify him, they didn't kill him. شُبِّهَ لَهُمْ. It just seemed like that to them. So if it seemed like that, of course they're going to write that in their books and they're going to preach that because they don't know the truth. Right? It was made to seem like that to those who didn't believe in him. But his disciples knew. His disciples were his righteous followers. They knew and they passed the information down, and then the Quran comes to reaffirm that message that yes, he is actually alive and he wasn't killed by the Jews. And so we believe what the Quran says, not what a documentary says or what even the Bible says. If it contradicts what the Quran says, then only one can be right. If they contradict you, only one can be right. So it's up to us to decide which one's right by seeing what are the credentials of the Quran and what are the credentials of the Bible. So,
I understood, the last verse contradiction. I lost you at the part where you started explaining the disciples of Jesus and their role to people after him. Could you just run through that again?
Alright, so he's asking what's the role of the disciples after Jesus? Are you talking about how we have a continuous chain of successors?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is based on a hadith. It's based on two things. Intellectually, our intellect understands that we need constant guidance from God. Right? If he expects us to do something, then he has to tell us. We can't somehow know it by ourselves spontaneously. He needs to tell us exactly what he wants us to do. And we see the nature of human beings is that they seem to constantly want to pull away from the truth. Like God sends a prophet, and then sometimes right after the prophet's death, people start coming up with other beliefs and make up stuff and all this other stuff. This is a continuous chain of human behavior that's happened from the time of Adam until even now. So this is a human tendency to constantly deviate from the truth. To try to hold people to the truth, God has to send a continuous succession of guides. Now those guides take on different forms. We know from traditions that there are 124,000 prophets in human history. Alright, 124,000 prophets. Some of the ahadith specify that out of those 124,000 prophets, 313 of them were messengers. Right, that is a higher status and a more special mission besides just regular prophethood. Aside from the 124,000 prophets, there were other people between them who we know as Awsiya. A wasi is someone who's an appointed successor to a prophet. He no longer gets revelation from God, right? But he does have inspiration. There's a difference between wahi, which is direct revelation of new laws and new teachings, and inspiration in the form of dreams, in the form of just confirmation of certain things or prophecies of certain things. So we have evidence in the Quran of, for instance, Mary receiving that sort of either dreams. She saw the angel and he gave her a message. She's not a prophet. Right? There's no doubt that she's not a prophet, but she was an extremely righteous woman, and so she was able to see the angel and he was able to speak to her. So the imams are the same way. The imams do not get revelation. They're not prophets. They don't have a new book or a new law or anything. They have the prophet had. Right? They're simply kind of there to fulfill the mission of the prophet. But they are connected to the unseen. Right? They are given knowledge, for instance. They are inspired with certain things. They are given prophecies of what's going to happen, and so forth. So we have this constant chain. If there's not a prophet around, then between one